Hey y'all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to the Final Fantasy XIV Job and Class Quests. Last time, Lalai here basically told us about two lovely Black Mage tomes. Unfortunately, the second one had been stolen by a bunch of Black Mage wannabes who have yet to figure out how to Black Mage without blowing themselves up. Oops. Disappointment. It was kind of a cute little quest line. Basically because we were dealing with a conjurer who's like, all Black Mages are evil. And we were like, dude, we're not the ones blowing ourselves up. We're only blowing up the people who need to be blown up. But today, we will be dealing both Stormblood and Shadowbringers as usual because Shadowbringers is all of one quest, and Stormblood is 5 quests. 5 plus 1 makes 6, which is the perfect amount for a video. Lalai, start us off with Shades of Shatotto, which reminds me, someone was nice enough to point out that I was wrong. Shatotto, S-H-A-N Toto, is the FF11 mage. Shatotto is a unique creation to FF14, just named similar to evoke Shatotto and to trick dumbasses like me into getting them mixed up.
Dekumon, I'm glad you are here. I would consult with you about a matter that has been gnawing away at my mind. Thanks in no small part to your efforts, the books of Nalthal have at long last been reunited in these halls, their long-lost secrets just waiting to be unearthed. Though I have scarcely begun poring over the tomes, I have already made a most remarkable discovery. Each of the twin tomes contained a cipher of sorts, the meaning of which could only be deciphered when the two are referenced in tandem. I will spare you the details of how I unraveled the message, though it truly was among my finer moments if I dare say so myself. At any rate, the words, once decoded, are most evidently an incantation, albeit one entirely unfamiliar to me. Beneath it was writ a simple directive. Heir to the dark arts, speak these words unto Nald's reflection, that memories long forgotten may stir anew. As to what precisely these words are referencing, your guess is as good as mine. Still, Master Kukuruka doubtless preserved the incantation and the accompanying message in his records for a reason. And if we are not the heirs to the arts of black magic, then who is? So, I can trust that I can expect to see you at Nald's reflection. And do try to hurry, yes? I would prefer not to delay any potentially epoch-making discoveries any longer than necessary. Also, could you please get your anima out of my face?
Hang on, here we go. She just wants to be part of the shot, that's all. Well, that's interesting. We're starting off with the duty calls? All right, let's see where this leads. All right, Lalai, let's hear that incantation.
And that is all you need to know. When I give the sign, you are to chant the words precisely as I instructed. Understood?
Understood. I'm gonna watch this. There's gonna pop out another giant void scent.
Now, Dekumon.
How's that Yu-Gi-Oh chant go again? Great beast of the sky, please hear my cry. I can't remember the winged dragon of Ra chant. But whatever it is, it seemed to have worked.
That light.
That light is... Come on, you gave me a duty call, so obviously there's gonna be some sort of slugfest.
Yes, you shall serve as the bringer of destruction. As for my vessel, yes, that one should suffice.
Uh-oh. We did get a void scent.
Wait!
What is it with this freaking questline and possession, huh? I mean, I guess this is what happens when you're dealing with void scent all the time.
Whatever was that strange sensation? For a moment, it was as if a great fire burnt within me, and then... now it is as if my very mind is being rent in two. And this voice...
Oh, her eyes just changed color. Lalai, you in there?
Well, it feels good to walk the earth for the first time in 2 millennia. Seems that old coot proved himself useful after all. If he hadn't kicked it, I'd find him and give him a pat on the back. And what are you gawking at? You are a black mage, are you not? Surely you possess the common sense to recognize the woman who stands before you. Or will you be needing a hint? some would call me Death's Handmaiden, but I always found that particular epithet so needlessly morbid. Though technically speaking, I am a manifestation of her memory. You may call me by the name I used in life. Shatotto, at your service. But I jest, of course. It's you who are at mine. I must say, what is it with black mages today in these unwieldy hats? Do they truly believe it makes them look more imposing? Or are they merely compensating for something? In either event, I have no need of such adornments. Is this thing glued on or something? That's much better.
Yeah, she even looks like Shatotto from 11.
Now that's more like it. Dekumon, was it? Oh, of course it was. Now that we're on a first-name basis, you'll have to tell me all about yourself. On second thought, let's skip that. Time is short, and to be quite honest, I don't particularly care. At any rate, as I might have mentioned, I am not the true Shatotto as she once lived, but rather a manifestation of her memory. Well, my memory. Needless to say, that still makes me the most powerful sorceress currently existing in your world. You do well to remember that, if you have a mind to cross me. Well then, now that we've gotten the pleasantries out of the way, what do you say we have a little fun? Prepare to be blasted into a gazillion little itty-bitty pieces.
Oh shit. This is our idea of fun?
Oh, come now, must I spell everything out for you? I must know if you are sufficiently adept at the dark arts to help me forestall impending doom. And this is by far the easiest way to do so. Not to mention the most fun. Prepare for a world of pain.
Alright, fine. I'll kick your ass. I suppose I should say I'll blast your ass. Here, hold this. Wasn't expecting to go up against the originator of black magic here today, but sure, why not? God damn, she just does not care. I need mana ward here so I just don't die to half her bullshit. Hold up. She's got minions. I gotta get that frickin' summoning circle out of here. There we go. Hold on. Where'd my frickin' fire stance go? There we go. Zoom out here all of a sudden. Hold up. There we go. God damn it. This again? Alright, let's show off that AoE skill here. Flare. Oh, you little bitch, he moved. Boy, she can take it. Hold up, more. Not want these things touching me, I think. Let's ley lines this shit. Unless he just dropped an AoE. I got a while before mana ward gets back up. I do not like this spell. Ow. She did say if I didn't move. Well, I moved and it didn't work. There we go. Whew. That was fun. Good workout for the level 60 Black Mage skills there.
Not half bad. That painfully dull expression on your face had me worried, but I suppose you'll do after all. Do for what? Try to keep up, will you? I abhor repeating myself. Let me start at the beginning. 2,300 years ago, the greatest mage our realm had ever known, that would be me, compiled a choice assortment of the most potent offensive incantations and evocations into the school known as Black Magic. You still seem puzzled. I also devised a spell that would allow my memory to one day return. My reasons were twofold. For one, I simply had to see for myself how the art of destruction would be handed down eras after I had inevitably passed. For another, I knew that without my guidance, this realm would one day meet most certain... Oh, this won't do. I thought the girl stronger than this, but these eyelids grow heavy and my consciousness wanes. I suppose I'll just have to take a little nap. But remember this, my puppet of destruction. You have an important role to play in the battle to come. A battle that will decide the fate of your very world. Till next I wake, shirk not your study of the art.
And down she goes, and Little Eye's back in charge, I imagine. Yep, blue eyes.
Dekumon, where are we? It is as if I just woke from the strangest dream. And yet, my every limb aches, as if my respect were more exhausting than the fiercest of battles. Did you perchance observe anything odd happen to me?
Ma'am, you have no idea. That was the sound of her falling on her... Nope, it's the sound of her putting her hat back on, okay.
Oh, preposterous, or so most would say. But you have no reason to tell me falsehoods, and it would certainly explain the curious symptoms I find myself experiencing. Shatotto, the mother of our dark god, she who pursued the power of destruction to and beyond any limits that could be conceived. Has her consciousness truly taken a precedence in my own mind?
Well, part of it.
It is no use. I call out, but she does not answer. Whether she slumbers or simply deigns not to answer, I truly cannot say. I fear I am at something of a loss. Let us return to the Sicarium and clear our heads. Mayhap the answers we seek will yet reveal themselves to us.
Alright, we're here.
I'm afraid it is no use. I've called out to Shatotto within my mind time and time again, but I met only with silence. If only Master was still here, surely he could shed some light on the matter. After all, it was he that recorded for posterity the words we used to summon forth Shatotto's memory. Wait, that's it. Master himself may not be here, but his writings may yet contain the answer to our queries. It was within the statue of Nuld that the memory slumbered. This does not strike me as mere coincidence. I believe that settles it. I will return to the tomes and see what knowledge can be gleaned, that we might prepare ourselves for whatever task awaits us. Now this holds for you as well, Dekumon. Whatever Shatotto's motives for returning to us, I cannot shake the feeling that ill happenings are afoot. I suggest you resume your studies with the utmost of urgency.
Don't worry, I will. In fact, it'll take me all of like 5 seconds to be ready for your next quest, which will be available at level 63. Don't worry, we're already there. Golems Gone Wild.
Dekumon, good. For better or for worse, it would seem Shatotto is still enjoying herself a peaceful slumber. In the meantime, my study of the books of Naldor has proven rather enlightening. In particular, I was surprised to learn that while the statue in Null's reflection is a relatively recent construction, in historical terms of course, the goblet it holds in its hand is quite ancient. It would appear that it was within that vessel Master's Shatotto's soul was sealed away. Master's record goes on to state that the inner surface of the goblet is inscribed with a message in the glyphs of ancient Mach. It reads, yes, here it is. The power of destruction did rend the baleful star, and Pithos reign near and afar. Yet 23 centuries hence it shall come anew, and certain doom is sure to ensue. A prophecy of sorts, it would seem.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, Shatotto is also a character known for speaking in rhymes, at least in English.
It has been roughly 2300 years since Shatotto founded black magic, which means it is entirely possible she herself left the inscription. But whatever sort of doom could the prophecy be referring to?
I can't talk right now, sheesh.
I fear it is all rather cryptic.
I imagine this is our conjurer friend.
The lie, and Dekumon as well. I would speak with the both of you at once.
I was right!
Ahem. While I would like nothing more than to catch up on old times, of course, I've come bearing grave tidings. My friends, pray lend me your aid. Well, if it isn't our favorite gobu-headed hero, I would have thought the seventh hell would read over before you cast your lot with purveyors of destruction. What have we done to deserve the honor of your groveling? This is no time for zest, Lalai. The situation is most dire. Why, a veritable horde of crazed golems has birthed forth from the lost city and is wreaking havoc on the Twelveswood even as we speak.
Golems?
Whatever foul sorcery led them to abandon their orders and run rampant, we cannot say. But one thing is certain. If we do not deal with them, and do so swiftly, there is no telling what damage they might inflict upon our forest home. That does sound like a cause for concern. Very well. I suppose it would not kill us to put the matter of Shatotto aside for the moment and... Wait, no! Not now! Oh.
And Shatotto's back.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, you did. Just buckle up, buddy.
I say, how can this girl think straight with this ungodly fool's cat weighing her down? Or perhaps she can't, and that is why... Oh, but of course, it all makes perfect sense. Oh, hello there. Did you miss me and my prodigious intellect? Of course you did. Now look, we haven't much time, so do try to keep pace. This surge of ether... Just who or what are you? Yes, I'm sure there's much you'd like to know. But where would that get us? I've already heard all I need to know through the girl's ears. We are needed in the South Shroud, yes? Rampaging golems again, was it? Indeed. I've tasked a whaler named Affine with looking into the matter. With any luck, he has gleaned some knowledge which might avail us in plotting a suitable course of action. Affine, South Shroud. Yes, I believe the great Shatotto has all she needs. Well, come now. No point in standing around like a gulping goboos when there's work to be done, right? Right! Did she call herself Shatotto? What did I miss? Dekumon, I'm most grateful for your aid, do not get me wrong. But if there is anything that you and Lali have been keeping from me, mark my words, I will hear of it in full when our task is done.
Dude, you don't want to get involved in this one. It's kind of crazy already. Look at all these freaking revenants everywhere. Get out of my way, buddy. Welcome, friends. You come seeking news that golems, yes? Would that I had any to give. I fear not a single one of the creatures has manifested itself before mine eyes.
So you say, my good man. But is it possible that you do not see the trees for the forest? Sometimes that which we seek is right before us, and we need only attune our vision. Why, is it just me, or do I spy a number of curious stone structures peeking out from the brush? Yes, I have an inkling that our foe may be hiding in plain sight. Oh, but how is one to distinguish living stone from the more ordinary type? Why, I do believe the former would take far less kindly to being scorched with a burst of hell's fire. So, the plan is clear, yes? Let's get blasting!
Let's get blasting, Cast Fire 3 on any suspicious stones, then defeat any golems that appear. That is a plan. That is a hell of a plan. I kind of dig it, I'll be honest. Of course I have to find some of these so-called suspicious stones. Oh, there we are. Oh yeah, that thing is sus as all get out. Yep, there we go. Oh, come on, I just fired 3. I guess it doesn't count because it wasn't on an actual, like, living target. Kind of dirty, but sure. There you go. Alright. There's the next one. Get lit. And then I immediately have to go into ice because these fire spells cast too freaking much. But I get to show off a new skill, Paradox. Which basically you get a charge of whenever you change between fire and ice. Unfortunately, I really need my mana back, so if you would not mind, sir. Right, it's Fire 3 or bust. Thankfully, it doesn't count as a spell. So it doesn't cause me to change stances. There we are. We good now? Thank you. Alright, I took care of a bunch of these things. You guys find any?
That was fun, wasn't it? Now, while I'm not wont to repeat myself, it seems I should make an exception for the slower members of our band. You had the privilege of standing before the Archmage Shatotto, or rather a memory of the same which has awakened after years of slumber to rescue your realm from a fate most dire. Slower? Ahem. Lady Shatotto, if that is truly who you are, I cannot deny your arcane prowess, and yet there is much about this matter that does not sit well with me. Pray explain yourself. What is this dire fate of which you speak? Oh dear, you really aren't very smart. Very well. I shall begin from the very beginning. Dear me, did I almost rhyme? Who does that anyway?
Like I said, Shatotto, known for rhyming. Shatotto, trying to avoid it.
Anyhow, the tale begins some 2 millennia ago, when the great civilization Amak was still in its infancy. Our scholars ascertained that a mighty comet, awash with unspeakable ethereal energy, was on course to strike our fair home and reduce it to so much trouble. And so I thought to rectify the situation with the only way I knew how, by blasting the flower rock out of the sky with the most powerful destructive magic our realm had ever seen, Fire 2. This, more than anything, was what spurred me to developing the art of black magic as it is known today. Needless to say, my plan was a remarkable success. A massive chunk of the comet was shattered, knocking it clear off its path and sending it spinning harmlessly off into the heavens. The story, however, does not end there. Fragments of the meteor hurtled to and embedded themselves in the earth. While small enough that their impact caused no significant damage, they remained beneath the surface, brimming with etheric energies just waiting to be unearthed. Needless to say, these otherworldly stones drew the attention of mages far and wide, who sought to claim their powers for their own. These are the stones that gave the Golems their souls, by whose power many a city-state has flourished. And yet, these stones held further secrets. When 2 of them were brought together, they would call out to one another, ether reacting to ether to augment their mutual powers to still greater heights.
Oh. I think I see where this is going. The comet's about to make another pass.
Mind you, the power of these mere fragments, even in a heightened state, would be far too meager to cause for concern. One threat, however, still lingered. What if the comet, the mother stone as it were to return, its circuitous orbit bringing it in shouting distance of our world once more? Would not its remnants, its children, summon it hither in all its destructive glory? Preposterous! Did your vaunted black magic not knock the comet clear across the skies? Why, it is simply inconceivable that its new path would bring it around back in our direction.
Dude, you're a conjurer, not an astronomer.
Inconceivable to feebler minds mayhap, but not my own. In fact, I posit that the comet is drawing near every moment, and it is for this very reason that the Golems are now running amok. If left unattended, the implications for this world would be calamitous indeed. Fortunately, you have an ally in the impending battle, a prodigy who foresaw the danger that was to come, and sent her memory into the future that she might return to save the day once again. Did you mean to say that you predicted that this threat would come, over 2,000 years ago, mind you, and devised an incantation for the sole purpose of allowing you to return to us in our time of need? I do believe I've already said precisely that. Of course, I did not do it entirely on my own. The spell would have been lost to history if crazy old Kukuruka hadn't dug it up when he did and recorded it for posterity. Dear little Lalai and Dekumon also played their parts as well. Oh, how wonderful it is when one's followers, against their natural tendencies perhaps, manage not to make an utter mess of things.
Sheesh. I'm getting insulted left and right here. I'm catching strays, man.
I must admit, this whole story still strikes me as a bit far-fetched. I mistrust neither your motives nor your skill, Lady Shatotto, but as a hero charged with the protection of this wood, I cannot leave this matter to you alone. I will accompany you and offer what aid I can, but first, let us return to Uldar. I would hear more of the plan you propose before we take action. Must you? Very well. Just promise me you will not get in our way. Now come along, my puppets. I have a realm to save, and you're going to help me.
I gotta say, if nothing else, Shatotto has got the frickin' arrogance going on.
The hero asserts me that there have been no Golem uprisings elsewhere, and since he clearly is too thick to tell a convincing lie, I am inclined to believe him. That means that we still have time to form a plan of attack. Ahem. I do pride myself on my honesty, and so I will be honest with you when I say this. Your art is, to put it kindly, not looked fondly upon in our day and age, and your story stretches the limits of believability. We cannot stave off this calamity alone, but any entreaties you might make are not like to find a receptive audience. I, on the other hand, have friends in positions of some prominence. I shall reach out to them and see what aid they are willing to offer. Oh, how charming. He actually thinks he might prove himself useful in your spare time. Might you not ask your astrologian friends if they have any recent calculations on the comet's path? I have no reason to doubt the accuracy of my own, of course, but I was working off 2 millennia old data. Fine, as you wish. Forgive me for being forward, but might I inquire as to the well-being of our mutual friend Lalai? She is still in there somewhere, yes? Oh, she most certainly is. Worry not, the girl's consciousness is just enjoying a short respite. Which reminds me, I really am due for a nap myself. Be a dear and do try not to let things go to hell in my absence now, will you? Shatotto, mother of the art that brought the great floods upon us. Has she truly returned to deliver us from doom?
Well, so far she seems to be helping at least.
The progenitor of our esteemed art has chosen me as a vessel in hopes of saving our world from a falling star. I can scarce imagine a greater honor. Come, Dekumon, we must put our minds together and figure out how we might best do her bidding. Wait, Lalai. If we take her words at face value, Shatotto has only the realm's best interest at heart, and yet I, for one, remain skeptical. Which is not to say I doubt her intentions, or yours for that matter, and yet we speak of the founder of the very art which gave rise to the War of the Magi and the Sixth Umbral Calamity. Could it not be that even in seeking to save our realm, she is like us not to destroy it? Blasphemy! Why, Lady Shatotto has long since passed when the war broke out. Only a blind, blustering half-wit would even think to hold her responsible for... Though, when I put it that way... I understand this, and that is why I begrudge neither you nor her my aid. Such as it is will serve to protect the realm's peace. At the same time, I intend to keep close watch on her. One can never be too wary, after all. In any event, I will gather what knowledge I can of the threat we face, and I would be most grateful if you could do the same. Might I suggest speaking with your beastmen allies? If the idea has not already occurred to you, that is.
Oh! The Three Wise Black Mages, yeah. Could do that.
I swear that man's head is made of harder stone than any golem. Still, at least he's cooperating with us, which is progress of some sort. In any event, I will reach out to our beastmen friends. I encourage you to return to your studies in the meantime. If one thing is clear, it is that the task ahead will test us to our very limits.
Sure. To be fair, we're nowhere near my limits yet. The limits of my gear are getting close. Though not too close, thank you very much. Next up, when the golems get tough.
Dekumon, I trust you have not been shirking your studies. Mistress Shatotto expects much of us, and I would not disappoint her. For my own part, I have called out to her intently time and time again within my mind, in hopes of conveying any and all knowledge that might avail in staving off this impending disaster. Though she does not respond, I have the distinct sensation that she is listening, in some way or another. Oh, doubtless she will return when she sees fit, but in the meantime, we can ill afford to bide our time. And so, I've taken Zahainala's advice. I can just see the smug grin on his face as I say that, and reached out to our friends. Not moments ago, a post-wiggle came by with a missive from our friend Daza of the 269th Order. As luck would have it, it seems he has knowledge that might serve us well, or to wit, reports of recent sightings of rampaging golems.
Huh.
I would ask you to go on ahead and see what he knows. I will call for that holier-than-thou hero and join you shortly. Not that I am enamored of his company, far from it, but his insights have proven to be not altogether useless on occasion.
We get to go see Daza again. Cool. There you are, hiding around the corner, Daza.
Dekumon, it has been eons, ages, eons. I have heard that the spirit of the legendary Shatotto comes alive again inside Lalai. But could this wondrous tale possibly be true?
It is? Oh, no nod, huh? Thought I'd get a nod there.
Oh, it is indeed, friend Daza. She is a capricious type, though, and wakes only when she has a mind to. A fact that I have explained some 700 times to this mutton-headed hero, who still insists beyond all reason that I should be able to summon her at will. You do me discredit, Lalai. I merely suggested that if there was some means by which we could summon Shatotto at our own convenience, rather than waiting for her to come forth of her own accord, it might serve us in facing the dangers ahead. Summon her? You speak of the illustrious founder of my art as if she were a mere serving girl. You will watch your tongue in the presence of your betters. Zahainala, list...
Uh-oh, here we go. She just immediately opens and fireballs him in the face.
I meant no disrespect. I do not deny the power of your art, nor the good it can do in the right hands. I'm simply... Oh, she took her hair off. Okay. Too stubborn and stupid to fully accept it. Oh well, I suppose none of us are perfect. Myself excluded, of course. 269th Order Medicant Daza, I presume? Tell me all you have seen or heard about this rampaging golem. Are my eyes to be believed? Trusted, sworn by, believed? Is this truly the great Shatotto who stands before my eyes? Yes, it must be. I mean, but of course, my lady. Yes, Daza will tell all he knows. I saw a strange golem. Odd, curious, strange, wandering in the tangle. And that is not all. It was no ordinary golem, no. But rather the same one I saw in a tome handed down by my forebear Daku. A golem of ancient muck. One of my own creations? Why, that is simply inconceivable. I designed them to be utterly rampage-proof and left copious instructions to ensure that my loyal apprentices and their apprentices, and so on and so forth, would see they stay that way.
Ma'am, Mach was destroyed, and I don't think any of your apprentices survived to pass on those instructions.
Mayhap your followers were not so diligent in carrying out your orders after your passing. We all know the chaos and destruction wreaked by Maki sorcerers during the War of the Magi. I suspect that poring over age-old documents on the upkeep of golems was the least of their concerns. Forgive me my doubts, Lady Shatotto, but you seem quite partial to your creations and your countrymen. If we were to find ourselves locked in combat with a golem of Mach, do I have your assurances you would not hesitate to strike down our foe? You do not trust me, trust us. This I know. I am not deaf to Lalai's ceaseless grumblings. So be it. You cannot help being a simpleton no more than I can help being the greatest intellect of any era. That old coot Kukuruka told me what became of Maki after my passing when he communed with me a century ago. Do you think I deny the senseless destruction caused by my descendants? With the art that I myself wrought, no less? Of course not. For I, unlike some of my present companions, am not a bloody fool. But even a fool must understand that a tool is only as good or evil as she who would wield it. So, answer me this. What could I possibly stand to gain from standing idly by as my own creations wreak havoc on the realm that I once called home? I will grant that there is some sense in what you say. In any event, we thank you for the assistance, Daza. Rest assured that we shall see to the rogue golems before any harm befalls you and yours. To the tangle!
To the tangle!
Does that overdweller never lighten up? It must be so tiring living every day carrying around a brain of solid stone. But it's tiring. Just like speaking like this.
Oh, you can say that again, my synonym-abusing friend. Dekumon, you know the man better than I, and for that I pity you. Is there nothing we can do to buy ourselves a moment's respite from his inane quibbling? Whatever you do suppose is bothering his puny mind.
He's simply in awe of your power.
Mayhap he worries for Lalai.
Aww. Are we suggesting he has feelings for Lalai?
Yes, I have observed this as well. Smaller minds are quick to burden themselves with hand-wringing concern for the well-being of others, as if it were not evident that the girl is more than capable of taking care of herself. After all, she's got me with her. In either event, if he insists on tagging along with us, I suppose it will not hurt to win him over. If only so he'd start foul things up at the worst possible time. Anywho, I do believe we have some golems to smite into oblivion. The tangle, was it? I'll see you there. And do try not to get lost on the way.
Ma'am, I have no problems. I think you're worried about me getting lost. You aren't even in the trees yet.
These lands were far more dry and agreeable in my day. But I suppose much can change in 2 millennia, especially without me around to keep things in order. But this is no time to get caught up in nostalgia. We have golems to smash, and search for. Not necessarily in that order, I suppose. Yes, I can sense particularly strong etheric energies coming from that away. I will accompany Shatotto to ensure that she remains focused on the task at hand. Might you survey the area south of here? These environs afford our foe no end of hiding spots, and I am ill-inclined to walk into an ambush.
Alright. We doing the same gag? No, it is literally just find a suitable vantage point. What qualifies as a suitable vantage point? Went right by it. Does not help that there's a freaking fate here blocking the quest marker. Kind of a cheeky little move there, game. You look far and wide, but can discern no sign of golems, rampaging or otherwise. Return to the southwestern reaches of the Tangle and see how Shatotto and Zai nail fare in their search. Oh, lovely. They seem to have found something. I'm actually rather impressed. Wow, Shatotto's down? That's very surprising. Girl, you alright? Come on, you're supposed to be like the greatest mage, or is this Lalai's body failing on her, or is she simply being overconfident? Could be either or at this point.
If only this body were my own, I would have raised that oversized block of stone to the ground. I suppose I should thank you for coming to my aid. Had I lost consciousness in the midst of battle, I would certainly have been done for, and pull Lalai with me. No, Lady Shatotto, it is I who owe you a debt of gratitude. Had you not drawn the creature's initial strike, I would surely have met an inglorious end, but that is not the least of my failings. It's my fault, and mine alone, that we were caught unawares. Though it shames me to say so, my eyes were on you when they should have been watching out for our enemy. Who is this sorceress who wields such frightful power? Does she truly mean to save our realm, or will she destroy it? These thoughts continue to haunt me, but no more. Seeing you risk your life for me, a humble hero you have only just met, I say this with no reservations. You are a paragon of virtue, and a model to all mages, white or black. Why, I do believe those are the most intelligent words I've heard you utter yet. Keep talking like that, and I might yet learn to tolerate your presence. But if you think that means I'm going to give you your precious Lalai back, you'd best think again. We still have a falling star to fend off, do we not? My precious Lalai? I've not the slightest idea what you might be implying. Oh, you wouldn't, would you? Was it not your grand dream to see the white and the black, the arts of healing and destruction, united for the common good? So says Lalai, at the very least. Is the girl not an invaluable place to the future you would realize? That is all well and true, but invaluable and precious have different connotations. Mayhap not in your time, but the meanings of words evolve over time, you see, and... what I'm saying is, of course Lalai is a friend and ally, but the same could be said of Dekumon here, and... which is to say I do not want to see her again, of course, only that... oh, never mind.
Yeah, keep digging, buddy, you'll reach bottom someday.
At any rate, I do believe we've done all we can here. Lady Shatotto, please forgive me for having doubted you. Henceforth, I promise that I will aid you in whatever way I can. And with that, I do believe I must be off somewhere. And he's back again. Oh, one last thing, if I may, Lady Shatotto. While you are awake and speaking with us, what becomes of Lalai's consciousness? That is to say, is she still in there, listening? Oh, what a curious question. She's slumbering in the recesses of her mind, much as I am when she is awake. But to answer your question, no, she is not listening. Though we do have some rather stimulating conversations from time to time. If you'd like, I can share the details. No, I mean, never mind. I really must be getting off to, right, that place that I was going.
Okay, I was right. He 100% has feelings for Lalai.
What a curious man. At any rate, I feel my consciousness beginning to wane. Lalai will be waking from slumber ere long, and I would return to Uldar before she does. I suggest you do the same. Your friend has much she wishes to discuss with you.
Alright, back to Uldar we go. Look at that, Lalai is already back.
Oh, welcome back, Dekumon. As you might have surmised, it is I, Lalai. Mistress Shatotto returned to her repose not moments ago. Before drifting off to slumber, she imparted to me some details regarding what she sees as the next phase of our task. To wit, she would have us venture further afield to investigate any golem menaces that might be stirring out of eyeshot. Speaking of menaces, whatever became of that stone-headed hero? I suppose it is too much to hope that Mr. Shatotto finally set his robes alight.
He has come to respect Lady Shatotto. He seems to have feelings for you. No. I don't want to spring that one on her.
I dare say it took him long enough. Still, we cannot hold the man's ignorance against him. Not all of us are blessed with burgeoning intellects. Anyhow, I trust you will keep me informed if our hero friend exhibits any more impertinent behavior. I will think of suitable retribution. I dare say putting him to sleep and hiding his glasses would send a clear message, and be rather amusing no less. In any event, I should return to my research, as should you. Shatotto will doubtless call upon us before long, and our powers must be primed for the occasion.
Sure. Alright, let's get to our next quest. Unnatural Selection.
Dekumon, the moment you entered the room, I could feel the air crackling with etheric energy. Excellent. Your diligence and your training will surely serve us well. And you come at a perfect time. Not moments before you arrived, Shatotto's voice called out to me from the recesses of my consciousness. She would have us begin to lay the groundwork for the final stage of her plan. As she made it quite clear that we will require all the aid we can muster, I have taken the liberty of reaching out to our beastmen friends. They have convened at Kazakh-Char's residence at Burgundy Falls, where they await our arrival. Let's not keep them waiting.
Burgundy Falls again, dagnabbit. Hate that long flight. Lucy, I'm home! And the whole gang is here, even Zahai.
My friends, thank you for coming together on such short notice. Mr. Shatotto would have you know that she is most grateful for your cooperation. In fact, I do believe she would rather speak to you, directly.
Alright, hats off again.
Well, it would seem the gang's all here. I dare say it's time we got this proverbial show on the road. Hera, tell me that you've made yourself useful since I last saw your vapid face.
Aye, Lady Shatotto. According to my colleagues in the Eorzean Alliance, patrols have sighted an increasing number of rampant golems afield. Fortunately, none have posed a significant threat, at least not of yet. Which brings us to the matter of the comet. A colleague of mine at the observatorium has confirmed that it draws nearer with each passing hour, though there is no immediate danger of a collision if it stays on its present course. Yeah, at this point I don't think it's collision, it's simple proximity is the problem.
It is too close for comfort, yes. Fortunately I, as is my wont, have a plan. I should simply hope that you, my friends, are up to the task.
Okay. Big group nod there too.
If the hero speaks too, the golems that have been causing trouble near the city-states have been more bark than bite, felled with no great difficulty by middling soldiers. From this, I surmise that the gems set within them, their soul stones, have been small and of meager power at best. And yet, if my theory holds, a more sinister threat lurks in the realm's far reaches, far from the prodding eyes of Eorzean and beastmen alike. This is where we must go.
Squaw! Perplexed Ozal is. Profoundly, deeply perplexed. By people, do the work of people, are golems created. To travel so far from their master's domain, these constructs have no reason. True, is this not?
Well, I'll be a passably astute observation, but I fear your knowledge is lacking, my squawking friend. Golems come in all shapes and forms, and not all are wrought by the hand of a mortal creator. Often a gem of sufficient etheric power will attract all manner of matter, plant, mineral, and animal alike, spontaneously animating it and giving rise to new life. With naught to guide them, these feral golems rove and wander at will. It is these unpredictable specimens that pose the greatest danger. The larger the gem that serves as their soul stone, the greater their power, and the greater the threat when the comet draws nigh. It would appear our task is clear.
Yeah, find the big ones and squash them and make them a lot smaller.
Let us split up and hunt down these abominations. I shall join our beastmen friends and make for the west. I will leave the eastern reaches to the two of you. I trust you will be able to fend for yourselves. There is one matter in particular that I would ask you to investigate. My friends at the Alliance conveyed to me a most curious report, which Lady Shatotto's words just now put in a rather different light. Over in Girabania, in the hamlet of Alagana, villagers have claimed sightings of, in their words, trees that walk like men. These have gone entirely uninvestigated, written off as the delusions and fantasies of superstitious common folk. But if Lady Shatotto speaks true, which I do, they are golems beyond the slimmest shadow of a doubt. Worry not, for Dekumon and I will uproot them and reduce every last leaf and strip of bark to smoldering ash. Won't we, Dekumon?
Sure.
I will leave the particulars regarding the means of destruction to the experts. I have, however, procured a link pearl that we might better coordinate our efforts. Pray take it with you.
And thus did he find a way to give a girl his phone number.
And with that, I do believe we are as prepared as we could hope to be. Let us be off, my friends. And remember, should aught go amiss, I am but a link pearl call away. A defiance to allow that pretentious puddinghead to talk to me even if I'm 100 miles away. Far be it for me to scoff at technological progress, but some inventions really could have been done without.
Alright, tree golems, eh?
How interesting. While muck has devolved into a vermin-infested bog, Kiribanya is, if anything, looking more lively than I remember it. Not that that's saying much, of course. But look at me, getting all nostalgic for no reason. After all, my body has long since returned to the dust, and soon even my memory will fade. Ah, but before that, we have a job to do, don't we? I can sense no unusual etheric presence here, so let us venture a bit further into the field. Come along now, Dekumon.
Ah. So her memory occupying Lalai is not a permanent thing. That's not surprising. I see purple smoke. I wonder if there might be a golem waiting for me in the bushes somewhere. Oh gosh! You guys just came out of nowhere, didn't you? Alright, I should deal with that one. As soon as the dots get him. There we are. Easy enough. Ah, it seems Shatotto has also had some fun with wood golems.
Did you come upon any wood golems, Dekumon? As you can see, these two had the misfortune of coming upon little old me. Ah, but that is not all I saw. Yes, it was a most remarkable and most horrifying sight. After I delivered a mortal wound to one of the creatures, I saw it extend a gnarled limb and, with the last ounce of its strength, tried to rip the soul stone from its cohort's chest. Yes, it would seem that these feral golems have no qualms about cannibalizing each other, which has led me to quite a frightening conclusion. To wit, out of all the... Whatever could that four-eyed fool want at a time like this? I was expositoring. Yes, if you have something to report, make it quick. What? Yes, it would be wise for you to make a discreet retreat. We will do the same. I would reevaluate our options in light of these most troubling developments. Very well. I will join you at the observatorium shortly. Do gather all the information you can from your colleagues before I arrive.
Oh, let me guess. We've got a chimera golem on our hands.
God be good that he has actually proven himself useful. It would seem he came upon a most startling scene in the hinterlands. A mass influx of golems of all shapes and sizes, as if summoned from all reaches of the realm by some unholy force.
Oh, okay.
I have my own theory as to what that means, but I require more knowledge before plotting our next step. One thing I can say is we should immediately begin preparing for the worst. In any event, we must move, and quickly. You return to Burgundy Falls and apprise the beastmen of where we stand. I shall go on ahead to the observatorium to see what knowledge the astrologians have gleaned, and join you as soon as I am able.
Back to Burgundy, eh? Okay, let's get you three up to speed. Friends, comrades, brothers and sisters of the Black, we stand at the brink of a disaster most dire. Even as we speak, our foe grows in number. Beings of sentient stone and wood gather, summoned by an unknown force and united for a common purpose. A purpose beyond our understanding.
Beyond your understanding, perhaps, but not mine. The golems make for Somal.
Somal? Why?
In Gir Abania, I witnessed a most unsettling sight. A golem with an almost animal fury tearing into its cohort's chest. Disturbing as it was all too clear what I was witnessing. The creature sought a stronger soul stone, that it might augment its strength and prolong its own existence. But the power these creatures seek is not limited to that which can harvest from their own kind. No, they are forever in search of a more potent etheric source, and they have finally found one. The astrologians at the observatorium have confirmed my worst fears. The baleful star of our past slowly but inexorably changes course, bringing it closer and closer to this star. It is as Lady Shatotto says. The golems call out to it, beckoning it ever closer. According to the latest calculations, any further adjustments to its path, and it is all but certain to strike Eorzea head-on.
Oh. Shit. The baleful creatures would climb the highest peak in the land and summon their mother stone to bring disaster into our realm? Inconceivable.
But not impossible. And yet it is just so, my friend. Unless we destroy the lot of them, a collision is all but inevitable. And yet there are simply too many. Even if we could thin their ranks, they would regrow themselves and regroup in no time.
So, we are done for. Doomed, defeated, done for.
No, not quite.
Do not give up hope, my frantic friend. Or did you not forget... Or did you forget that the most brilliant mind ever to walk the face of Eorzea stands with you? Allow me to propose a foolproof plan. We do absolutely nothing at all. For now, that is. We know that the golems are feeding on each other in pursuit of greater and greater power. So, why not sit back and let the process of unnatural selection take its course, till we are left with but a single, super strong, and probably very powerful foe.
Squaw! Whatever mind Shatotto is. Were that to happen, a creature of untold power and puissance that Golem would be.
Quite so. It would be the mother of all automata, the Golem equivalent of yours truly, if you will, and by definition one of the most formidable foes our realm has seen. Fortunately, I do believe that there is one among us who might stand half a chance against such a monstrosity. Me. Dekumon, Lady Shatotto insists that you are the key to this entire operation. I'm not inclined to doubt her, but I would hear it from your own lips. Can you say with all certainty that you would emerge victorious over this hypothetical golem of mythical proportions?
Can you do this? Yes! I've done far worse than kill a golem, no matter how big it is.
Thank you, my friend. Your courage inspires me. Pray let me offer my strength, that together we may secure the future of our realm. I doubt Dekumon and I will have much need of your services, but do feel free to tag along. It would be my honor, and with that, I should take my leave. I must warn the people of the nearby settlements to keep a wide berth of the Great Peak. Mayhap I will even have occasion to smash a golem or two on my journey. Calling me impressed, Dekumon. Your friends are proving more reliable by the minute. And with that, I should return to the Sicarium, for my grip on consciousness grows more tenuous by the moment. Pray return when you can and speak with the lie upon her awakening.
I can do that. And yep, she's back to being Lalai again.
Dekumon, I've called out to Shatotto, but to no avail. No doubt she is deep in slumber, gathering her strength for the battle to come. She did, however, leave a message for you. Slack not in your training, my puppet of destruction, for your powers will be tested as never before. That's not ominous in the least, now is it? In any event, I trust you will be up to the task.
Oh, I'm sure I will be, because this is our last quest for Stormblood. One golem to rule them all. Seriously? Didn't we just have the Mordor joke last episode?
Dekumon, I trust you've prepared yourself well. Our foe musters at Anix Shrine. The hour of our final confrontation is done.
No, wait, no, I think that was the 30 to 50 quest line. Sorry, these episodes, they do tend to blur together after so long.
The hero and her beastmen friends are en route to the Forelands as we speak, and I would join them with all haste. Come as soon as you are able. Shatotto will be awaiting your arrival.
Anix Shrine, huh? I hope the dragons don't mind this little impromptu visit.
Oh, why, thank you so very much, Lalai. What with my own corporeal form having long since faded to dust, it is an honor and a pleasure to see my legacy carried on by women, men, and beastmen after my own... Oops, was I just speaking aloud? You can stop gawking any time now. Or have you forgotten that we have an army of power-hungry golems bent on destroying our realm to dispose of? Fortunately, I have already formulated the perfect plan of attack. You three will see to the stragglers still attempting to scale the mountain. I trust you can handle that much. The hero, Dekumon, and myself will scale the summit, where the oversized augmented agglomeration of golems surely awaits us. If I may be so bold, Lady Shatotto, I would proffer a small amendment to this plan. Somol, as you surely know, is a holy place to all the dragons who call this land home. I'm ill-inclined to wage battle without first obtaining their blessing. The elder Eorzea has told me that Dekumon has a friend among their kind. Mayhap it would be best if we sought the counsel of this Vidofnia before we proceed. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this, but that's hardly the worst idea I've heard today. After all, it could hardly hurt to add another powerful ally to our ranks. What are we waiting for then? Lead the way.
2 nods back to back, and I get to talk to Vidofnir? Alright. Been a good while since we've had any conversation with Vidofnir, and it's an excuse to break out the dragon filter. Hey girl, how you been?
An unholy menace doth gather in our midst, threatening to summon doom from the heavens down upon this realm. Such is thy plight? I too did sense the presence of an intruder in our sacred home. At first I was content to observe, but the danger hath grown too great. Warrior of warriors, if thou and thine would take up arms against our common foe, thou dost have my blessing. Well, that's a ringing endorsement if I've ever heard one. Hero, send word to our beastmen friends. We commence the operation at once.
Okay.
There's no time to lose, Dekumon. Let's make for the summit and dispose of the abomination that awaits us before the comet gets too close for comfort.
And hard to tell, but yes, there was a nod there. Oh, thought you were gonna make me climb the mountain. I'm just gonna do it here. And we go straight to the arena for Salmal, huh? Yeah, that's a big old golem.
Understood. Pray leave the rest to us. Lady Shatotto, my colleague from the observatorium has confirmed your suspicions. On its current path, the falling star will sail wide of us, if by the slimmest of margins. And yet that path shifts with every second, bringing us slowly but inexorably to the brink of calamity. Call it a hunch, but I do believe this imposing fellow might be responsible. Well, I'm glad to see that the obvious hasn't escaped you. At any rate, our task is clear. We need only reduce him to dust before he can summon his dear mother any closer.
Alright, let's do it then.
Well, Dekumon, are you ready to stand alongside the greatest mage to ever live and a battle for the very future of your world? Look sharp, this is our time to shine.
Just par for the course at this point. Oh, goodness. Alright, let's lay waste. Literally. Slide over here. You know what? Let's ley lines this. Because I can, and because I should be. Oh. Something comes from above. Oh, proximities. Oh, he's trying to eat the frickin' fragments. Sirs, I say to you, fuck that shit. There we go. You don't get to eat those, sir. Right, Foul's not an instant cast right now. There's another one. Ingenious conception? No, thank you. Get some fresh lines going here. There we go. Get my thunder back on. Don't worry, this thing's almost dead, man. There we are. That was an easy fight. You'd think for level 70 that add a little more challenge to that, but no, that was relatively simple.
Victory is ours. I only pray it does not come too late. Perhaps if you had some black magic in your repertoire, but it is no matter. I have the utmost faith that Dekumon and my efforts were not in vain, and if that rock dares to come closer, I'll just blow it out of the sky myself. That light. The 12 have mercy.
Oh, that is getting dangerously close. Okay, never mind. Still feel like that's a problem that could come up again in another year or 3.
Here it comes, and there it goes. And with that, my friends, I do believe we've been spared a most crushing fate. Stand tall, Dekumon. You and I just saved the world.
Yeah, it's old hat to me by this point, but thank you anyway.
And I suppose I should thank you as well, Kira, for doing a most remarkable job of not mucking everything up. And with that, I believe my work here is done. While I'd love nothing more than to stand and say of our victory a bit longer, all good things must come to an end. Oh, don't look all sad now. With such promising protégés to carry on my legacy, I can go to rest knowing that I did not mother the art of destruction in vain. You have seen our art wielded for the greatest of good and the worst of evil. Having witnessed firsthand your prowess and the sheer strength of your resolve, I gladly leave the future of our art in your hands. Walk the path well, Dekumon of the Black.
I will. Alright, we get to do it next patch. Bye, Shatotto's memory. Is it just gonna keep going till it's out of sight, or is it just gonna go boop?
That millennia from now, when we have long since faded to a dim memory, those who follow in our footsteps may wield our prodigious powers against any who would bring harm to our fair realm.
Yep, there it goes. Ah, it's bright! My eyes! I'm blinded by Shatotto's freaking presence.
Be proud, Dekumon. Having shared a mind with Mr. Shatotto all this time, I can assure you that the effusive praise does not come easily to her lips. I can still scarcely believe she did me the honor of choosing my body as a vessel.
I think there was only two choices, and I was not suitable.
Before meeting her in the flesh, in a manner of speaking, I had assumed Death's Handmaiden was little more than a witch obsessed with fire and destruction, but it would seem my impression may have been an error. May have been? Does your brutish pink-headed prejudice know no end? As charming as ever, I see. I dare say you could learn a thing or two from your esteemed forebearer on how to treat a gentleman. Is that so? I do believe I treat true gentlemen just fine, as Dekumon here would know.
Ma'am, we are not bringing Hildebrand into this.
At any rate, we are done here. Let us leave this uncultured boor here to reflect a bit on how to properly treat a lady.
Look, I'm not getting involved with... I'm not getting between you two, okay? Maybe I should have told her how he feels. I would have made this even funnier. Alright, better let the others know that all's well here. Many golems did come to scare the peak, but they come no more. Laid low by our magics, the heavens too are calm. I trust your battle with the great beast ended in victory.
Just so, my friend. Not to boast, but even Lady Shatotto was most impressed with our efforts. Is that not so, Dekumon? 3 cheers for Shatotto! 3 cheers for Dekumon! 3 cheers for the art of destruction! Huzzah! 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 Far be it for me to rain on your parade, but let us not forget that the healer in your ranks played at least a small part in your victory by keeping you all from dying horribly.
Squire, a happy day this is. Fly home to share the joy with his brothers and sisters, those all will. You will visit us again to share magical learnings, yes? Till then, friend.
I too must take my leave, but know that even when we are apart, we always stand as one. Till next we meet, my friends. This is a very interesting quest line that you get to hang out with beastmen on the regular.
I too must return to Rocadonia to deliver my official report. I suppose this is farewell, at least for now. Well, don't let us keep you. Though, I was wondering if I might express my gratitude to your colleagues at the Observatorium. On behalf of Mr. Shatotto, that is. Leave that to me. I fear not all of my friends are so open-minded. If they were to learn that I had allied myself with beastmen and practitioners of the dark arts, there's no telling what sort of twisted rumors might spread. Fear not, Lalai. You have my word that as hero and healer, I will do aught I can to work towards a day when you and your fellows can stand proud and receive credit for all the good that you have done.
Mayhaps we'll see that in the last quest.
I could not bear to say this in his presence, but our hero friend has come quite far, wouldn't you say? I too would do everything in my power to make that day a reality. And with that, I believe our job here is done. Shall we return to the Sicarium?
Oh, we shall. Also, you two would make a very cute couple. Alright, let's finish this one off.
Welcome back, Dekumon. Once again, I must express my gratitude for all you have done, as well as my profound respect. You've mastered our art to a degree that few of us ever attain. While it is not like me to dwell on such matters, I was just reflecting on the hero's words. Once again, the truth of the battle we waged will never be known to those we fought to save. But needless to say, we do not do what we do for accolades or glory. We do it because it must be done, and to sate our own intellectual curiosity, of course. And yet, it does not sit well with me. No, I cannot just turn a blind eye while the deeds of my friends and mentors are swallowed by history, never again to see the light. When the day will come when we can emerge from the shadows, I cannot say. But for that day, and for the eyes of all who would follow in our footsteps, I would put all I have seen to paper, just as Master Kukuruka once did. All we have learned of our realm and the arcane, of course. But that is not all. I would write of the bravery of our beastmen friends, and of a stubborn and self-important hero who against all odds proved himself a friend. Most of all, I would write of the illustrious founder of our glorious art, and the adventurer who she would personally entrust with carrying on her legacy. Why, I dare say that chapter will write itself.
Well, not entirely right itself, but you know. As for me, I shall claim... I assume this is foul. Yep, I thought so. The spell I wasn't supposed to use in that fight. Okay, and last, but certainly not least, the one that got away. A home for a tome. Ooh, is it just me or does it look like we're getting the Thaumaturge Guild involved in this one? How you been, girl?
Welcome back to these halls, Dekumon of the Black. I sense that the dark powers in you are ever burgeoning. Pray tell, where have your travels taken you since last we met?
Well, considering this is post-Shadowbringers, I traveled to a world flooded with light. I felt a great matchup, yeah. We'll tell her of the first and all the insanity that happened there. Might take a bit.
A journey to another world, you say? Intriguing, indeed. Considerably impressed, and even a bit envious. How you were able to peer into the past of the Archmage Nilbert and form a bond across the ages with this young friend Taina. Though the circumstances are not entirely the same, I cannot help but think back to my own encounter with the great Shatotto. Oh, speaking of which, I too have been keeping myself occupied. Why, I have recorded every detail we learned of our last adventure in writing, that we might preserve Shatotto's knowledge for posterity, and avert any similar calamity that may threaten future generations. Oh, just the other day, I put the finishing touches on the final chapter of the final volume, concluding with Shatotto's departure. There is, however, one lingering...
Yes? Well, fancy that. I come to check upon the lie here, and who do I find but our old friend Dekumon? Oh, is this the Thaumaturge? No! It's our healer friend.
Oh, well, if it isn't everyone's favorite mutton-headed hero, I neither needed your support nor your sympathy, but I suppose you've never been one to let that stop you. Oh, come now, Lalai. You yourself mentioned that you were at a loss for what to do with the records you had scribed, yes? I simply hope to inquire as to whether there have been any fruitful developments on that front.
Oh.
So you mean to rub salt in my wounds, eh? There have been no developments, fruitful or otherwise. I consulted with my brothers and sisters at the Order of Nalthal, but to the last man they refused to even entertain the thought.
Huh.
You consulted with... Do you mean to say that you are still a member of the Order? Why, I had always assumed that you had been excommunicated for your pursuit of the dark arts. Excommunicated? Simply for the pursuit of knowledge? Perish the thought. Though, to be fair, there are many holier-than-thou types in the Order who share this pig-headed hero's opinion. Irrespective of this, the fact remains that the Order sealed away countless tomes in their vaults when they forbade the art of black magic. Storing my own writings with them, I would argue, is the most logical option. But no, they are too prudish and prejudiced against yours truly to listen to reason. Then again, perhaps if a thaumaturge in good standing with the Order were to put in a word on my behalf, You may indeed find a more sympathetic ear. What do you say, Dekumon?
I can go talk to the Cocos.
Oh, excellent. Then let us hurry to the ossuary and see if we can't convince the insufferably stuffy Yayaki to see good sense.
I'm pretty sure you and her have changed voices multiple times too, so that'll be fun.
A moment, if you please, Dekumon. To tell the truth, the question of where to store her records is not the only matter that concerns me about Lalai of late. Recently, I cannot help but feel that the etheric power within her is shifting, warping in ways that I have not felt before. As for why this is, I cannot yet be sure. Until we discover more, pray look after her, will you?
Yeah, I will. I'll keep an eye on your crush. Hi, Ayaki. Haven't seen you in a while.
Dekumon! Well, this is an unexpected surprise, and not an entirely pleasant one, though it is by no fault of your own. The unmitigated gall of you, Lalai! Did you honestly believe that dragging poor Dekumon here, against his will no doubt, would convince me to agree to housing your shameful scribblings in our archives? I've said it once, and I will say it again. Until the day you renounce the depraved teachings of Kukuruka, you will find no friends here. I would see those books burn before I give them a home here, for our sake and for your own. I swear, despite the pretentious monocle, you remain as blind as a bat to the big picture. Dekumon of the Black, talk some sense into this overstuffed secretary.
Should the tomes not be sealed away for safekeeping? Do all in the order agree with your decision? I want to go talk to the Cocos.
At least one of us here is capable of communicating like an adult. I will grudgingly admit that there is one other who shares Lalai's sentiments. In fact, it is none other than our very own guildmaster, Master Dang it, what was the name again?
Pretty sure it's Kokobuki for that one.
Kokobuki! Ha! It does not surprise me in the least. Come, Dekumon, let us present our case to someone wise enough to understand it. Now wait just a minute, I didn't give her permission to... she's already run off.
Hey, Kokobuki, long time no see. I was wondering who might be behind the screaming and stamping that echoed all the way to this chamber. Sister Lalai, was it? Yes, it is true. I find myself rather convinced by the young lady's argument. It is all but impossible for us to prevent any and all from studying the dark arts. Why then not keep this dangerous knowledge close at hand, where we keep an ever-watchful eye on those who would pursue it? And yet, I fear that my own view is not a popular one, and my power to influence the others is far from absolute. And so I would offer a proposal. Let us state our case directly to the head of the order, to Prioress Dulala herself, that she might pass judgment. Wait, you're not the one in charge of the order? You and Lalai shall argue in favor of accepting the tomes, and those opposing shall argue against. Should all go well, the Prioress will agree to the proposal, and the tomes will have a safe home. And yet, the plan is not without risk. Should your argument be less than convincing, there remains a chance Dulala may expressly forbid any further research. Why, if she is in a particularly foul mood, your very place in the order may suddenly become quite tenuous. Ooh.
Ha! As if there is any chance my words could be anything but persuasive, I accept. Pray summon the Prioress at her earliest convenience.
Oh dear.
Well, that settles it. We'd best hurry and prepare our argument. Out of our enemy's earshot, of course. Come with me, Dekumon.
Okay. Wasn't suddenly expecting to go to trial for all of this, ma'am.
This is our chance, Dekumon. We simply must convince the Prioress at all costs. The future of our art depends on it. What is this curious sensation? Lalai, I knew something was amiss. The ether within you is transforming in a most unusual way. Oh, I must admit, I have not felt quite myself lately. My head, it feels as heavy as stone.
Oh.
No, this will not do. I'm afraid I must insist that you submit to a full examination before the hearing commences.
And she's down.
Lalai, can you hear me? Someone fetch a healer or... Wait, that's me. This is no time for panicking, friend. We must carry her to the fortress with all speed.
Hang on, I got her. Sheesh. You're the one panicking. Alright, let's see how she is.
I fear it is as I suspected. The etheric balance within her is broken down entirely, and unchecked energies are now eating away at her from within.
What? Is this from Shatotto?
I can only assume that playing host to Shatotto's memories has put a terrible strain on her, one from which she has not yet completely recovered. Yes, it would seem that her mind and spirit are in mortal peril. I have never witnessed this degree of etheric imbalance before. I do not suppose you have.
Dude, Shadowbringers was all about etheric imbalance. I saw a world consumed by light. I saw a man transform into an unholy abomination. Yeah, no. No, we know all about etheric imbalance at this point.
I see. I can scarcely imagine all that you have witnessed in your travels, but an imbalance in ether similar to what I now observe in the lie would appear to be behind the phenomena you describe. If we can assume that the memories of Shatotto taking up residence in Lalai's corporeal form stimulated her etheric flow, causing it to shift violently in an astral direction, then it only stands to reason we could restore balance by introducing a counteracting umbral aspect. By the 12, I think I've got it. And yet the process will not be quick, nor easy. I suppose we've no choice but to ask Master Kokobuki to delay the hearing.
Delay the hearing? Have you lost what little wit you had? Why have word got out that my condition...
Oh, my condition, so this is the lie.
My condition was the result of the pursuit of the dark arts. It would all but seal Yakiki's case against me.
Wow, I'm not used to seeing you outside of the hat. Well, outside of the whole outfit, I should say.
No, we must proceed as planned, before our opponents are the wiser. Dekumon, here is my magnum opus, the fruits of all we went through together. I leave them in your capable hands. Go on ahead, and I will be along in due time.
Are you mad? You can't possibly mean to attend the proceedings in your current condition.
Of course not. Fortunately, I just so happen to know a hero who, despite being an insufferable stick in the mud, has proven himself more than capable in the healing arts.
Lalai.
Very well, leave it to me. I will see that you are back on your feet before the judgment is rendered. Until then, I suppose it's up to Dekumon here. Godspeed, my friend.
I'll take care of it. You get her back up to fighting strength. You know, I've always loved Old Da at night. It's so damn peaceful here. And the music is just so, like, calming and soothing. It's almost like ASMR level music.
Lalai will be joining the proceedings a touch late, you say? That is most unlike her, to say the least. She has entrusted her records to you? Very well. With any luck, we will be able to use them to our advantage. Now, allow me to see them. The prioress will be here all too soon.
I imagine this is going to be our one big cutscene.
The lie is not even the courtesy to arrive on time to the hearing that she herself requested. I swear the woman's selfishness knows no bounds. I move that her request be dismissed immediately. It is for her own good. Her own good? Yes, it is as I suspected. You speak from your own experience, don't you, child?
Oh.
I recall that you too once took an unpopular position in support of your erstwhile master Mumapeo, one that earned you only the ire of your brothers and sisters.
Oh.
Yes, and what of it? I fought for a hopeless cause that in the end served only to isolate me from my peers. Is it so wrong that I wish to save Lalai from a similar fate? She must abandon this farce at once and return to her rightful place in the Order. And to this I cannot agree. In the short time before these proceedings, I perused what I could of these tomes. In their pages are written not only forbidden secrets of black magic, but accounts of astounding phenomena the likes of which even I could scarcely imagine. Void set, a comet coming from the sky, golems cannibalizing each other, it was amazing! Lalai conducted her research without the support or interference of the Order, and the fruits that research has borne cannot be denied. While our guild could not support 1,000 others like her, I see little to gain from stifling one woman's passion and forcing her to work within such rigid rules and regulations.
Nobody's gonna ask me my opinion, huh?
The merits of both arguments are not lost on me, and yet I must confess a degree of ignorance about the matter at hand. All know that black magic was forbidden for its role in bringing disaster to our world, and yet you still practice this art. Tell me, adventurer, is this magic as calamitous as the rumors say?
Well, I can blow up planets probably, but depends on who wields it and to what end. Destruction 2 can bring... Yeah, no, it's seriously. It's not that the magic itself is inherently evil, it's just what you do with it.
If I understand you correctly, you would argue that in the right hands even the art of destruction can serve the greater good. And yet, how are we to be certain that this sister Lalai can be trusted with such potentially ruinous knowledge?
Uh-huh. What about me? You trust me with it? Then again, I don't think any of you idiots could stop me if you wanted to.
My apologies, Pyrus. By your leave, I would tell my tale.
Feeling better, Lalai? Good.
Oh, black magic is an inherently dangerous art. This I cannot and will not deny. Never would I suggest that even a single mage pursue this path without full knowledge of the perils that lie ahead, like blowing yourself up. That is precisely why I have recorded in painstaking detail not only the arcane knowledge that I have gained, but every last one of the myriad phenomenon, both wondrous and terrifying, I have experienced in its pursuit. Unbreakable bonds formed with beastmen we once thought our sworn enemy, bodies and souls consumed by the pursuit of forbidden knowledge, an unspeakable calamity revisited upon our world after millennia. We must leave this knowledge to posterity, that our sons and daughters do not repeat the mistakes of our past.
Give her the passion, she's got that much.
Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. That is the crux of your argument, yes?
I mean, it's a good argument. Come on.
Very well. Master Kokabuki, I hereby order you to establish a research organization under the auspices of your guild to further study the impact of black magic. I also grant you permission to store the aforementioned tomes in your archives, under the condition that Sister Lalai oversees them.
Damn. That's almost perfect.
We'll take it. Understood. I will see that both the tomes and Lalai herself find a safe home within our halls. I am still not entirely convinced, but if the guildmaster himself is willing to accept responsibility, I have no reason to oppose.
Sorry, bumped my mouse there again.
Oh, Pyrus Dulala, Master Kokabuki, I cannot thank you enough. Mark my words, you will not regret this decision. I will see to it that this knowledge is passed down as it should be, that the error of our past will never be repeated.
Well, good. You know, Shatotto would be proud.
Well, I do believe the proceedings went about as well as could be expected. I suppose this means that Lalai is now directly under my supervision. Don't think you'll be getting free reign around here simply because I vouched for you, child. I expect regular reports on any and all of your findings. Only through transparency will black magic ever be accepted by doubters and skeptics. Understood. I shall begin to prepare my first report at once. But before that, there is another with whom I'd like to share these tidings. That is, by your leave, Guildmaster.
Ah. A certain healer.
I believe you know well of whom I speak. He awaits us at the Sicarium. Come along, Dekumon.
Alright, will you two finally just kiss already? I swear.
And so, you see, I simply thought that, well... Whatever's the matter, Lalai? This is your moment of triumph. I would expect you to be more, well, triumphant. Oh, of course I am. It's simply that, well, clearly I did not accomplish this on my own, so... Oh, Dekumon of the Black. And yes, you as well as the High Kneeler. You have my deepest gratitude. Well, I dare say this has been a momentous day in more ways than one. Once again, Lalai, my congratulations, and you are most welcome. And with that, I should be on my way. When next we meet, I would introduce my colleagues from Stillglade Fane. Now that you are no longer a pariah, I suppose they would not be adverse to exchanging knowledge with you.
Oh, come on, seriously?
Oh, and just when I was beginning to take a liking to that dolt. At any rate, though my official position may have changed, my mission remains the same. I will do all in my power to preserve our art for future generations. Pray continue to lend me your aid, Dekumon of the Black.
And with that, my friends, the Black Mage questline falls silent. Now back to the age-old question. The heck do I play now? Huh? I've actually got 3 possibilities at this point. I've had one person already suggest to me that I do the Doom game, the medieval Doom game. I'm also sitting on Deltarune. because that just dropped a couple days ago, so that could come out. I'm also sitting on an open world RPG based on a board game, Tainted Grail, if anyone's heard of that. It's actually gotten really good reviews, and I happen to have a free copy of it because, well, I own the board game, and I did the Kickstarter. But which one will be the next LP, or will I do something else entirely? I'm not sure. Let me know what you think, and hopefully I'll get to read it before I already make a decision. But until then, if you have enjoyed this, please leave a like and favorite, and subscribe to join me for more Eorzean job listings, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.